Rowdy Nation TV, welcome back to the channel. Rowdy Nation TV, welcome back to the channel. Do me a favor, guys. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so anytime I drop a video, you can get the video. You can get the new video that I drop. Rowdy Nation TV, let's get it. Larry Hoover is an American gang leader, a founder of the Chicago street gang called the Gangster Disciples. Hoover is currently serving 6 life sentences at the A.D.X. Florence prison in Florence, Colorado. Born November 30th, 1950 in Jackson, Mississippi, one might ask, what did Larry Hoover do to get 6 life sentences to be served in isolation at Supermax Federal Penitentiary, Alcatraz of the Rockies? Larry Hoover, also known as King Larry, moved to the north side of Chicago at the age of 4 years old. By the age of 13, he was on the streets with a group called the Supreme Gangsters, engaging in petty crimes such as thefts and robberies. His criminal activity soon evolved into shootings and assaults. Hoover ascended to a leadership role as the Supreme Gangsters grew, and he later joined forces with rival gang kingpin David Barksdale to form the Black Gangster Disciple Nation. In 1969, David Barksdale was wounded in a shooting. Hoover took control of the Gangster Disciples. The gang assumed control of the Southside drug trade, making more than $1,000 a day. Now that's good money back in the day, back in 1969 and 1970. $1,000 a day is pretty good money. By the time Hoover reached his early 20s, he had been convicted of several offenses. What's more, he had been in and out of prison several times and had survived 6 separate shooting attempts on his life. He was very academically inclined for a criminal. He earned his GED and the emergency medical technician license while locked up. On the evening of February 26, 1973, William Pookie Young, a 19-year-old neighborhood drug dealer, was abducted and later shot to death in an alley near 68th Street and Union Avenue in Chicago's Inglewood neighborhood. His killing was ordered by Hoover after his name was mentioned as one of the 3 people accused of stealing drugs and money from the gang 5 days earlier. On March 16, 1973, Andrew Howard, Young's killer, was arrested with Larry Hoover, who they say ordered the killing, and was charged with the murder and eventually sentenced to 150 to 200 years in prison. The Black Gangster Nation Disciples would eventually break up due to a drug dispute that escalated in a shooting that killed several people. This infuriated the Black Gangster Nation Disciples, which resulted in them changing their names to the Gangster Disciples. Now, I think that's where we got the breakup with this gang, the GDs and the BDs, because I believe David Barksdale was a BD, was from the Black Disciples, and that's how we got that breakup, and that's from these kids fighting on the streets today. You see it every day. You got the GDs and the BDs in the streets of Chicago today. These young kids going back and forth, and the killing is just out of hand. Like I said before, if you take the head, the body will fall, and it seems like the body has fell in the streets of Chicago because they took all the leaderships. You know, I'm not condoning anything that, Larry Hoover did back in the day, but he was a leader, and all this reckless killing that you have today wouldn't have been allowed back when David Barksdale and Larry Hoover were in charge. It just wouldn't have been allowed. Now, while in prison, it's alleged that Hoover ran an illicit drug trade, both in prison and on the streets, starting from the west side of Chicago and later extending throughout the United States. While incarcerated, Hoover helped form the Folk Nation, which brought the BGs, the BGDs, the Satan Disciples, Ambrose, the Tutu Boys, the Gangster 2-6, Simon City Royals, Northside Insane Popes, even some Spanish gangs, La Raza Nation, Spanish Cobras, Imperial Gangsters, a lot of gangs that he brought under one umbrella that this man, a lot of people gravitated to this guy. He could bring a lot of people together, and maybe that's one of the reasons why he got such a long sentence. Under, like I said, he could bring all these different gangs under one umbrella with more than 30,000 soldiers in over 35 states. King Larry's control, it was undeniable according to the government. Now, like I said before, 150 to 200 years, and look at the violence that's going on in the streets of Chicago today. You wake up, you hear it every day. It's crazy. Mass shootings. You have kids running around, literally serial killers walking the streets of the city of Chicago as young as 16, 15 years old. It's just out of hand. Just crazy. I really don't understand it. But back to the story. On August 22nd, 1995, after a 17-year undercover investigation by the federal government, Hoover was indicted for drug conspiracy, extortion, and continuing to engage in a criminal enterprise. He was arrested at the Dixon Correctional Center by federal agents and moved to Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago to stand trial. In 1997, Hoover was found guilty on all charges. Hoover is currently serving his sentence at the United States Penitentiary Administrative Maximum Facility in Florence, Colorado, aka A.D.X, Alcatraz of the Rockies. Just another little story I wanted to bring to you guys about some of the infamous people that they have at A.D.X. High profile, very high profile inmates that they have at this prison at A.D.X. A.D.X is the most secure prison in the United States, a maximum federal penitentiary that's, I think you get maybe 1 hour a day out of your cell. And not only you don't even go out of your cell, I think you just go to the, they bring everything to you. I heard they bring everything to you. So if you do get out your cell, it's just 1 hour a day, 1 hour a day, And people have been, like I said before, I did a story of a white supremacist guy who was in isolation for 30 years. You might want to check that out. And I think his name was Thomas Silverstein. I did a video about him. And this is just, Larry Hoover, King Larry. I believe that he's a political prisoner. That's why I say I believe he's a political prisoner. You know what I'm saying? I'm not condoning anything that Larry Hoover did back in the day, but he went to jail back in 1973. He was 23 years old. I think he's 70 or 71 years old right now. He could be a voice of reason to the streets of Chicago right now. He could be a voice that could stop some of this killing that's going on in the city of Chicago. Not just the city of Chicago, but he could speak to these kids all across the nation, I think, I think he deserves a second chance. Even Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, they lobbied President Donald Trump. They got this, I think it's a second chance act that they, some kind of act that they pass for these prisoners to get a second chance, and I think he's deserving of one. I really do. I think he can, for the reason that I think that he could be a voice of reason to the streets of Chicago right now. Like I said before, Rowdy Nation TV, click that like button, subscribe to the channel. We out.